like the map has changed since they've been playing on it. So you gotta imagine Heretics at least have the edge there. So I got the Vamos Bucks in full force, of course, though, for the overall hardpoint record. Both of these teams dead even on the record front.
Yeah. Which is a fun thing to see at the start of Black Ops 6. We'll see where that fares throughout the middle of the season, even towards the end. But FaZe, a little slow start from them, uncharacteristic. Real has been the Real deal, though, so far. 1.09 in hardpoint. We got a red card to start this series off. Vault does look good, though, I can't lie. But we're going straight into this one. New skins on display. Heretics take on FaZe.
Yeah, so bright as well. You just imagine you can be seeing across the map a BZ basically glowing, but maybe it is just the glow up, and well, we're gonna see exactly what happens in the roaming sort of outer steps fights while Atlanta FaZe maybe not gonna come out on top. Metals is gonna dominate it. Drazah there is there for at least the cleanup crew, but Heretics end up winning the break at least for the time.
Yeah, Drazah wins his fight, stays alive, keeps that outside of the map safe for his boys. They're now trying to keep the members of the Heretics off of that for now, and that's ideal. Good kill there from Metals. Now pressure on the Simp, and he's got to look everywhere once again. This time, though, heads on a swivel. Can't get both. Heretics once again, time and map control.
And yeah, considering the fact that Atlanta FaZe have just dominated the step side of the map, the fact that Heretics have the 20-point lead, kind of impressive. You think you want the steps control, but they're showing off the goods. Of course, though, with how many of the kills have just been flowing the way of Atlanta FaZe, they might not have the lead, but they have the spawns for new, unless Metals just makes the play. He might go and take it from him.
Trying. Oh, this is a big move down steps. Rancor on the other side. The pinch is in. Are we going to see some heads turn here for FaZe? There's a contest. Checks the wrong corner, but teammates are there for the trade immediately. Wow, what a move. Heretics are in. Massive set of control here.
Yeah, make no mistake, you don't want the back spawns for very long, but to get them off the rip like that and just make sure you get those reinforcements in that much faster. I mean, Heretics is showing off some of the fundamentals right now, and I mean, really taking Atlanta FaZe to task. Rancor there to cut off everybody. Sullium, the last player to fall, and now it is the back spawn dagger. Miami Heretics, I mean, they're playing with their food.
Oh, yummy. A little bit of tap pass. Oh no, Simp runs right by Real. That's unfortunate. 3 down there for FaZe. Us boys up on the hard point. Yeah, old time, all good for Miami. New time, all good for Miami. Look at that scoreline.
This is the absolute dream. I mean, multiple 4-man downs that Heretics have been able to accumulate. Once again, having the back spawns, which you don't want later in the hill, but at least off the rip, you want the extra bodies for it, and then set up the spawn traps. And right now, you got what? Simp and Drazah, the only men that are out in the bout, but Real just handling that. He's on a 5 spree, and Simp maybe avoids the clean 4 down, and it keeps up the pressure on the pinch, but it simply does not last. Heretics, this has been flawless so far on red card.
Herb red card so far. Well, into the stairwell we now go. Lucky holding his line. Real, oh my word, picks up a pinch, finds the pair, 3 of them actually in the stairwell there. Now no one gets taken care of, though. You've got hardpoint firmly in the hands of FaZe for a Mo. Counter-attack on from the Heretics. It's a sign of life chance, and you wanted it sooner rather than later for FaZe.
Yeah, signs of life, but that's like a CPR kind of moment. Like, if you're having to administer that level of care, that means things are a little bit rough, because once again, ahead on the rotations, you do have, well, maybe more players on FaZe near the actual point, but the Heretics players are surrounding it. Abizi, though, just letting his ARs go to work. Selly and Drazah, they have him covered.
We're looking for a 2-piece in the feed here from Miami, and Rancor trying to find it. Abe, pressure on the point. Heretics all around. Simp finds one in the feed, trades again, and the Heretics closer and closer towards the point. There's the break, last man up, Drazah, and he's in the middle of a bad place. Another great break from the Heretics.
Just so overwhelming as well. And Real, you know, you mentioned him at the sort of start of the map, 13 and 7 as well. So helps when he goes on a 6 spree in the middle of the map, but obviously he has been thriving. Now lucky on the cross, good damage, good comms. Trying to dish it out to Metals, who cleans them up down low. A stronghold here from Heretics. And again, this is Atlanta FaZe's hill. They sort of broke the momentum for Miami, but Heretics is simply taking it right back. Atlanta FaZe, they have this set up around new. They get all 4 bodies in and around P5. It is a dream situation to try to claw back in the game.
See if they can get it done. Seen a couple of nice comebacks so far in VO6. This would be a pretty one. Over to Cell, still soaking with that time. Metals on a pinch. Red, dead, Abizi, all good. Hard point still Atlanta.
At least for Miami, though, go. They're going to have the B, S, and D spawn, so you'd rather be approaching from the bottom side of the map, but doesn't mean it's easy.
Not too. Real, second attack here, and it looks like it's worked out. 3 dead, all down for FaZe. 30 seconds to go on the point. You're going to see a counterattack now, and Real with the immediate hit, 17-9. The young Spaniard so strong.
He's just so snappy in a position just to make sure he get the cutoffs, and we're lucky he falls. He's right here to sort of fill in for the boys, and just gets to be a nuisance. Drag all that attention his direction, and just try to be, again, just a thorn in their side, because that just means all this scrap time wins for Heretics, except for a BZ, maybe stripping away the final 4. But, I mean, Heretics just on a game plan front, they are overwhelming right now. Atlanta FaZe cannot handle the heat.
Not at all. Real's 18-10 certainly helps. First set of hardpoint. It's a 100-point difference right now with the Heretics in the lead. Back over to P1. FaZe with the lovely outside steps map control. That was their saving grace that managed to keep that P1 good for them. This time round, will it be the same? Metal's trying to make a case for it. Selling a easy. Find theirs. That's the hardpoint in Atlanta's hands.
Yeah, and they continue again, just the big steps sort of like destruction. They've completely controlled the outside of the map, and more good news, at least inside the time. And this has been the best Atlanta FaZe has actually looked so far in this game, the most stable that they have seen, but it is still a 70-point lead right now for Miami.
Okay, great lead for Miami. FaZe still in control. Looking at the comeback. Let's see how the Heretics do with a quick listen in.
¿Puedes ver que la han exterior?
No.
Mira tú,
Vale.
Pega, es su head, tu doble puertas, tu doble puertas. Tengo medio en su head.
Tengo el medio entero.
Vale, estoy jugando los 6. Tú, me voy a ir al exterior, defínete la línea.
¿Y qué? ¿Muerto?
Ahí no, te tengo la lista, estoy
Tengo muerto medio.
No puedo mirarlo. Tengo yo el stage, tengo yo stage. Ascendí, weak. Una corta, ascendí.
Entra de cara, puedes chalear, te tengo el pulso de metal. Te tengo el pulso de metal.
No chaleemos, no
Stage, una bala stage. Yo tomo S2 y stage los que quedan.
Los nombres, está weak, Drazah, Vale,
tengo el anillo, ¿vale? Alimpio. No pueden ir por el ali.
Vale.
Voy a chalear esto, ¿vale? Ahí, muerto.
No te mates stage, abajo stage.
Stage no le veo.
Sí, lo mato, no lo veo. ¿Qué haces? No lo veo.
Ahí lo maté yo, está muerto. Están en dos más. Vamos, sí, tengo una ventana. Entró conmigo Celix, tocado. Toco una bala. Yo tomo más en Ambi, ¿vale? Ambi se ha tirado el de top al 6.
No, yo otro un tiro en globo.
Escuchadme, vamos muy bien, vamos a hacer la ruta, ¿vale? Vamos muy bien.
Habéis estado en globo, ¿vale?
Estoy contigo,
No le veo.
No le veo.
Y otros mitos. En el coche negro que hay al lado de Ambi. Y mitos. Vale. Vale, push y punto todo. Corto yo esto. Uno en caracol.
Mira el límite, métale, no sé, te tengo el límite. Los dos.
Te vas a caracol.
Pon una bala, Lucky, solo los fondos, los dos fondos, tipo Chen, el otro también, mismo fondo. El otro tiene que ir por ahí también o medio.
Mira el medio, Vale, tengo yo el medio.
Sí. Mira la izquierda, Lucky. Mírate la izquierda, sí, mírate la izquierda.
Ahí exterior, abren tan medio.
Ahí uno, toma
Drazah, tiro, está weak, Drazah en
Otro más aquí, Chema.
Outstanding work from the Heretics. I'm not sure exactly what he's saying, but it's Rencor, the man who seems to be constantly speaking here for the Heretics. Oh, what a break from middles, 10 seconds for the win. You're not going to get it here, but man, the kills are so good for the Heretics.
God, they're phenomenal. Atlanta FaZe can't buy a trade, can't buy a kill, can't get nothing. Lucky's picking up 4 pieces on that hill. Metals is picking up pieces left and right. And for a team that has just been the most confident in the world for years, they have no aura. Miami Heretics decimate them on red card.
Graal el mapa número uno, Miami Heretics. You boys come to play. And you do need that. We did dress this up quite well at the start of the series. Search and Destroy has not been the bread and butter. Has not been terribly tasty for them. FaZe left scratching their heads after a thrashing on red card. And this is a one and done series, folks. Heretics start proceedings off with a big win.
Yeah, I mean, look, I guess maybe they're playing from not necessarily home, the offices, whatever, but to like have to sit at home and watch the rest of the tournament after only playing one series. Oh, that would suck. So don't want to falter early. And well, Miami Heretics certainly did not. The output that Real just brought to the table, and obviously that is a full team effort, but just watching the types of plays that Real is making, it's not like he's just the main slayer. He is a forceful presence on the map, almost magnetic in drawing the attention towards him. So whether it's finesse plays or the slaying, Real has been an incredibly clean POV. And of course, you want to give the shout out to Metals as well. We watched this man break some spawns, have some great rotations, on top of the fact that 21 kills, not too shabby, and he lived inside of the hard point. But obviously that is just a well-oiled machine for Miami. So hey, tip it for the hard points. Red card was a bit of a mystery map, maybe tough to predict, but they made it look easy.
Yeah, really nice. Well, another thing from the sort of POV of Real, it's a lovely example of, you know, the way you can use Omni movement, the way you can hit a fight, the way you can get away from a fight. As soon as he finds himself in a situation he doesn't want, perfect example there. Straight into the stairwell, straight out of the fight, gets a quick regen. He's so fast and so dangerous, you know, in those close to mid-range engagements. FaZe didn't really have a whole lot going on there. I mean, caught unaware on a map like Red Card, where there are a lot of angles to play with, a lot of routes that can be taken. I mean, man, they were really, really looking tough there. Hey, see if they can bounce back in the search and destroy. You would expect it, but at the same time, Heretics, if you come out this hot, if you have had a fantastic bit of work done over the course of that holiday break, looking to put it to work here in Minor 1.
It's going to be fun now. And, you know, I forgot to look at the stat as well of just like the non-traded kills, but even in so many of these highlights, it is just multi-kill after multi-kill after multi-kill. They're coming in from Miami, so they're going to be feeling pretty gassed going into map number 2. And of course, they are absolutely going to need that confidence and try to ride that high, because as you pointed out, their S&D, at least in the first 2 weeks, it was abysmal. 12th in the league in a few different categories. They were absolutely not present, but the guns are obviously hot. Like, the boys can clearly shoot their guns, so it is purely a strategic front where they were faltering in the S&D game mode. So we get to see if they can clean that up and, again, really just ride the high of what the pace they set on Red Card. And for Atlanta FaZe, there is no better opportunity to bounce back and search and destroy, maybe except for the fact that their S&D hasn't been good either.
No, this is it's not a mid-off at all, but it is going to go down in Vault. And seeing a scoreline like that and seeing this sort of separation from start to finish there, that's tanta dopamina for all of you Heretics fans indeed. Over to Vault we now go. Can you right the wrongs of many tough search and destroy scorelines and then keep it rolling into that Vault? A 3-0 against FaZe, nearly impossible to predict right now, but you've got them in a place where they don't look as strong as they have done. They're definitely in a bit of a mental deficit. Happens to the best of us. Will they be able to capitalize? That's the question right now for the Heretics chance. You got a good chance to do so right now.
And Vault's going to be a very fun map to look at as well for search and destroy, because if there is a map where, like, if strategy has been your problem, Vault is very much the calculated, okay, off the opening break, where are we sending our pre-nades to, and how are we going to sort of capitalize off of that? Because you can get the nades dished out from any direction right off the spawn, and you can start controlling things from the first 5 seconds in the round. So you have to make sure you're going to be able to execute off the back of it. So on a game plan front, you know what it's going to be, especially so a lot of those A hits down in the pool. Let the SMGs get mixy, but neither team has been particularly strong at the game mode. I'd say for the moment, Atlanta FaZe gonna be the team feeling a lot more pressure.
We'll see what that pressure does. 30% better or 30% worse, they say. S&D has not been great for either team. At least FaZe are on a winning streak, at the very least on a winning streak, but we'll see if that amounts to anything. Vault now on its way. I wonder what War Beast the game is, Chance. Is this War Beast that we're playing it right now?
That's you spend so much more time actually like soaking in the map and all of its surroundings than I do, that I know it's one of the arcade machines, but I don't even have a guess. Maybe like the zombies mini game thing you can play, like the Dead Ops.
Oh yeah. Oh, here we go. Round 1. Heavy stack here from the FaZe boys. 2 going towards the Catwalk. They're gonna run in a Real. Will one of them get run over? Quick retreat and a look towards the B bomb site. I love this from the Heretics.
It is completely open. The question is, where do you actually set up for like the post plane if you get it down? Making sure you clear out Vault, but at this point, maybe a little bit of time wasted. Drazah is starting to wrap back, and only one player is able to get towards spawns, and you don't even get the bomb planted. So Heretics already missing opportunities, and Drazah there potentially to be the one that shuts it down.
Raincore's under a tremendous amount of pressure now. 2 members of FaZe on the back line trying to take care of him. Simp and Abe. versus Rencor. Bomb still down over by B. Or Rencor may be gifted one. Trades are taking place in the kill feed as well. Here we go. The turning point and maybe the deciding moment of this map. Oh, and Rencor, they've slipped the net.
They got the info on him as well, and they got the info on Real. That should be the round. You got bombed down on site. Atlanta FaZe are going to know it. You had intel on both of these players. And time's ticking. Someone's going to have to make a play for that bomb, and there is simply nowhere to go. Real in a triangle, and Drazah there for the dagger in the round. And looking at that mini-map, Heretics had a massive opportunity. That was a 10 or 15 second window where they could get that bomb down for free and get positioning on the map, but they did not feel the presence long enough. And Drazah, as soon as he sniffed out the push, wraps back, gets the pick on the guy on bomb, and just wins you the round. So big one there for Drazah, big one there for Atlanta FaZe. And if you're thinking about Miami, how bad their S&D has been in the first 2 weeks, that is not really the one you want to set the tone.
No, that was a superb round from Drazah. The first kill basically sealed the deal. Can he find another one here off the rip? No, it's his teammate Abizi. Back to his old tricks. First blood, now Real on the immediate pushback. Oh, and he's got the timing there on a Simp. Can he confirm the bomb down? He has. That's a big win there for the Heretics. Can they make anything of it? Yeah, they can. Lucky. He gets one as well.
Yeah, look at that chaos. That's a nice little bounce back for Miami indeed. And you get the intel on Drazah. Easy cleanup kill there for Rencor, and Real there for the stamp as well. So back-to-back defensive rounds. Not too shabby there for Miami. And again, just looking at the player cams, much vibier team. Like, these guys are feeling confident. Maybe riding the high of the winter holiday break, and as well as that red card. But the plays continue to be made by Real. Again, not just a slayer. The finesse is absolutely there. A very heads-up player. High impact consistently.
Oh, yeah. And this has been, I think, a map like Vault. Having that individual playmaker to really take the game into their own hands. A map like this, it certainly plays to their favor. If they're hot, it's going to be something special. Only two confirmed visually there by Metals, but the stun check's not going to find anything. They know they're down low in the vault at the very least. Here we go. That's going to be pressure on both bomb sites from down low.
And a lot faster this time is Miami to actually get around, but a different setup this time is Drazah, this time with the Jackal in hand. Maybe going to be there for the setup, but the coverage is there. You get the bomb planted at B in this site. I'm telling you, is insanely difficult to actually retake.
Beautiful place to plant there from Metals as well. He saves himself from the player hitting him under the truck, and he saves himself from the player in the side door. Simp now on the pinch. Another one of his teammates falls. Can he find any more? No, it's all down to Simp. It's a 1v4, and it's soon to be over. Wait a minute. He's managed to make a meal of it. 20 seconds on the clock. Forward we go. Oh,
and never mind.
It's a 1v1. It's a 1v1. Simp. Can he do it against Metals? Oh, unbelievable moment. I cannot believe the Phenom. The Kobe. The anti-air, the car bomb, you name it, it was all there for Simp. What a round.
That is a man fighting boys. That should be a crime. Real thought he had a freebie. Rencor saw him and called him out before he died. He saw him through the window. So they knew, and maybe that Kobe, just a peach for the car bomb to actually go off, but that will be a top 5 play all year long in Heretics. My God, in S&D, it is just such a problem.
You gotta laugh that one off. Laugh that one right off. Wow. We haven't seen too many true 1v4s. And Simp gives us another. Oh, and he's managed to get through. Heretics, they're hot on their heels. Nobody watching the backside. Oh, he's gonna get the plant down. And here we go. Right back at it. Fast in and out. Abizi with the coverage. Doesn't complete the bomb plant. Here we go.
Still one of the most insane. It makes sense, but it's insane to me that you have Simp on your team and he's the guy planting bombs for you. I mean, that's a good problem to have, and still down low, Simp continues his destruction. That's a nice little 5 spree he's going to be on with the bomb planted. And Rencor, look, Miami, you're not winning search. It's just, at this point, God is against you. The gods don't want to see it.
Hold on, Rencor. He's catching out as much as he can, trying to fight his way through this one. If you can end the spree of Simp, that might help. I'm not sure if Simp did manage to make it to the Hellstorm. I don't think so, but
no,
that kind of spree, oh, that certainly helps as well. That's 6 in a row with the plant. He's going for the points. He wants the streak.
And the defuse too. So that actually is, he's racking up the objective score as well. So he's going to be creeping up on it, but a Hellstorm is a pretty difficult feat to pull off in S&D.
He's got to be close. We'll check in on that at the start of the round, but regardless, FaZe 3-1 so far on a sensational string of rounds for them. Heretics started things off so strong. What happened?
Well, I mean,
Round 2 happened. That's what really happened. Oh, here we go. Close. RC is going to help out. He's close to the Hellstorm.
Maybe 2 kills off, depending. A couple trades rolling through, and well, there's the RC car getting intel on a player you already knew where he was. So RC car is always a fun feature. Just like the trades will be, Metals at least gives you 1.
And they go for the 1 up, 1 down attack. And here we go. The battle of the vault. All on a Celium in the 1v2. Doable. Wait a minute. No. The sort of smoke obfuscating the play as he makes his way into the bomb site. But Heretics stay alive. Numbers were on their side after the first blood and ran that all the way to the bank. 3-2.
And really just shout out to Metals as well. Had the biggest responsibility covering that door for Vault. 2 players to deal with, but he at least gives you 1 for the trades to start to roll through. Another surprising thing about Atlanta FaZe, and again, it does make sense if you're thinking about just COD, but that Simp is the guy that is like being the bait for his teammates. Like, I get it, but also, my God.
If the bait is that dangerous, you're certainly in the sort of deadliest catch side of things. It's the shot. I don't actually remember watching Deadliest Catch. Was it about fish? I don't know. Can't remember.
It was about the fisherman, Miles.
That's right. Who's the fish and the fisherman in this battle? Abizi, eaten alive. Lucky. Uh-oh, Rancor takes care of Drazah on the trade front. Now, Simp, you were way out of position. Caught, gunned down, and that's 3-3. All tied up, Heretics.
Just a sloppy round coming in from Atlanta. The sort of door physics maybe not being friendly towards Abizi, where things don't pan out. And great teamwork from Heretics. I think it was Rancor nearby to actually help Lucky out on these engagements. Those 2 players. Fresh faces as teammates playing with each other this year, but the chem's certainly there in that moment, and a big round for Miami to actually get back in. It has been some wizardry taking place for them to lose some of these rounds, but the fact that they are fighting is certainly a much better sign than before.
Just fantastic search and destroy. That's all it seems to be right now between 2 teams who we had written off coming into this one. And howdy, meeting upstairs in the hallway. Opening kill to Drazah. We're getting used to this sort of pace now for both squads. It's to get down the vault and immediately look towards that hole. Lucky's going for it. B-bomb site, they're out there again. Finds himself a kill. Drazah, are you able to save the day here by B once again?
That's a play call too. Ends up getting caught, but even getting aggressive. Try to make something happen. But where all the trades roll through, it is Rancor for a 1 versus 2, and these are just insane gunfights to even think about winning. Atlanta FaZe clutch up on defense. They get it done, and I love the counter strat in the top hallway or catwalk as well. Just prepared for that pressure, and I think it was Drazah that gets the first blood in this round, and he gets the final one as well. So Drazah player right now stepping up for the team.
Yeah, he's had really nice defensive rounds. It's been a staple of that FaZe success. On the attacking rounds, you're looking more towards Simp. Abencel, everyone playing their role as well there brilliantly. Abizi's still the first blood man. He's just been so devastating. Attacking right now for FaZe, trying to push that map point. They're looking for the equalizer after being decimated in the opening hard point. And a decimation there from Abizi. Not the first, but the second and the third. Will it be an ace on the other side for Tyler Farris?
Oh, that'll be an interesting attempt. Celium not even gonna give it to him at all. But to address an earlier point of like, it's crazy that Simp is the bomb planer. It is because he has Abizi next to him, who, as you mentioned, Miles, is the first blood Reaper. And if 1 wasn't good enough for you, why not number 2 and 3? Tiny Terrors dominating that site. And you see the difference of like that initial catwalk control as well, right? That's the route you take to dodge the pre-nades, so you don't have to worry about the defensive nades, just winning them the round at the start. But what Drazah did the round before is meet them in the catwalk and catch them before they can make it out. And obviously Atlanta FaZe not letting that happen, just making sure they get the stun. So catwalk control has been key, and now Abizi playing off of it. Maybe looking for a fast flank.
Fast flank. Red or Real keeps it safe. And now a bit of back and forth. It's Drazah's first blood after the chaos of the opening gambit closes out. Abizi does have an RC to play with, but surely not at this stage of the round.
Full reposition as well. So Atlanta FaZe, they just dominated the middle of the map, and now they're right back towards sort of the top catwalk area. And Rancor is going to have the Atlanta FaZe players sort of scouring to get in position to deal with them, and for a 4 versus 2, Atlanta FaZe almost assuredly going to get this one done.
Nice the pawn. Lucky. Oh, straight out of the fight. Gets himself involved real quick. Draws on the drop down. He might be able to cause some problems. That should be it. That's game. Atlanta FaZe. They're in the search and destroy. Keep the win streak now onto a 2. And then they tie up the series.
Yeah, and sort of a classic look for Atlanta FaZe and S&D. Abizi, first bloods here and there. Simp just with an absolutely ridiculous play, which that is our MVP from last year. So he is prone to pull something like that off. And of course, Drazah especially so on the defensive end, making plays for Atlanta. So clinical S&D performance for Miami Heretics. Admittedly, luck was not on their side for that one, but at the same time, just another S&D loss. That feels bad, and that is a lot of first deaths for both Metals and Real. They felt the pressure on that one.
Wow. Tough one. Vault, we're going to stay on it for control, but just shy of 7 minutes. FaZe level things right up. An unbelievable 1v4 from Simp, which we'll be talking about for a hot minute. And a ridiculous 3-piece from Abizi as well makes that map very much all FaZe. Looking good in the white, looking good in the red. And now we're up 1-1. Again, to tie things up that quickly, chances a really, really strong sign for the FaZe boys. I think the mental is still there. Very, very confident. Should be feeling that going in control, but I mean, we'll see how things fare. That was a brilliant, brilliant match. And again, map 1, a bit of a turnaround there, man. I mean, Heretics have come out very, very hot. If Respawn's their mode, then this could be a very interesting series. We have to go to 5. Obviously a bad look for them, but hey, man, good COD so far.
Well, I'm just thinking for the control, this might be the decider, because Atlanta FaZe, they chose it in the pick and bans. They could have opted to play the Hacienda, but you have Miami Heretics, a perfect record on that map for control, 4-0. They have been absolutely clinical on it, and Atlanta FaZe want to square up, and Atlanta FaZe, their record does not match, 1-3 on vault control, so that might be sort of that holiday spirit filling them with the vault control joy. Atlanta FaZe, they certainly know more than I do, but on a map record front, it looks like a crazy choice for them to make.
And just from the stats there, just shy of 1 round each, where you got yourself first blood and you won the round. That's enough for Chance and Ice over the desk to break it on down.
Hold on a second, I gotta dress like Miles. Here we go.
It's just right. Yeah, you're good.
His dad bods look good, don't they, Miles? And so does Atlanta FaZe in search and destroy. Alley Cat, I was a little worried. Hardpoint had me nervous, but then we had this scuff play of the game. Walk us through it.
I mean, I don't even think I have to walk you through it. I think we all just need to sit back and awe. It is Simp, Chris Slayer in the 1v4 on the professional level. This was disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, it's always the second guy's fault. That's what we go by in Call of Duty. So you can see he finds the first kill here on the car, and then Real just like, oh, so easy. Let me slide down and kill him. And then the next guy, yeah, let me sit behind an explosive van. So then now 3 are dead, and it's a just straight up 1v1. 12 seconds left on the clock. He overextends Metals to try to see if he's going to hop the bomb. You think after Simp finds 3 kills, he's going to go for the sneak defuse? There is no shot. So gets a 1v4, and then that could be the spark of their season.
That could be the spark they needed. And Nameless, I wanted to just ask, like, you play a ton of Call of Duty. How often do you see bomb down 1 versus 4s?
Never. Like, legit, I don't even, like, we've seen, I guess, like, Abizi clutch a 1v4. We haven't seen too many just straight up aces like that. That is disgusting.
So far, play of the game in Black Ops 6. Let's take a look at the rest of the highlights, though, because it wasn't just Chris Slayer getting involved. Real had some big moments. The first blood battle going back and forth between Real and Abizi.
I will say for this series, like, the S&D was 50-50 on both sides. Like, going into it, both these teams have been struggling. Atlanta FaZe have been 1-4, Miami 1-6, a little bit worse. But the difference for me was Atlanta FaZe needed to put work in the search and destroy, and I feel like we saw it today on this map on Vault. Again, I opened this. Drazah has a .61 in S&D. He was the first blood king when it came to this map number 2 alongside Abizi. Both of them 6 combined, 3 each. And he ended up having like 8 or 9 kills by the end of it on top of Simp's 1v4. So for Atlanta FaZe, it looks like they finally put some work into their S&D, and their game 2 is looking way better.
Fair to say that after that performance, but I will say I don't think I've learned anything from Atlanta FaZe so far. They just played a bang-out vault search and destroy where they're running it down, and they got absolutely collapsed on that map number 1 red. So still leaving a lot to be desired. I mean, losing 250 to 113 when you're Atlanta FaZe is unacceptable.
You can't get quote-unquote clapped on multiple games of Respawn, can you, Ant? Because we got Control Game 3 coming up.
I mean, realistically, Chance just called it, like he said it. Like, you look at Miami, they're 4-0 on vault. For some reason, Atlanta FaZe allow it to get through, which could end up being the reason they lose. So we'll see if they made some improvement.
Taking a look at what we have in store. Vault is guaranteed. Protocol is guaranteed. Alley Cat, do we go to a Skyline search and destroy game 5?
I feel like we'd be in for a treat if we did. I would expect the series to go to game 5. I think we'll meet that Skyline. I think the momentum off of winning this Vault search and destroy could make this map number 3 a little bit less in favor of Miami, just because Atlanta FaZe give them an inch, they'll take a mile. But I do want to give my flowers to Miami Heretics because of that map number 1. Their respawn is looking really strong.
So to sum it up, are you still confident in your Miami pick?
Yes.
All right, and we got to take a look at some of the numbers though here, and I like this showdown. 2 players to watch. You got the up-and-coming star in Real. You got the world champ in Drazah. Throughout this series, you can see pretty close.
Yeah, it's been pretty close. And it was a good balanced team effort, too, on that map number 1 from Miami. Drazah getting some big gunfight wins we saw there on that Vault Search and Destroy. But once again, man, we just saw Atlanta FaZe lose Vault control to Vegas. So coming into this one, you got to feel like the edges to Miami.
Game 3 is ready. Chance, does Miami win this series?
Yes, they do puck it if they win to the next 3 maps. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, it's got to be in the next 2, because if it gets to search and destroy in, it's hitting the fan pretty bad. And I don't know if you've ever seen it hit the fan, guys, but you just got to leave the house. Here we go, though, folks. Back into Vault, back to Control. And Chance, you talked about it, Names talked about it. Why do you think that FaZe is squaring up with a team that has a flawless record on the map and mode?
My honest guess is they just hate Hacienda Control that much, because on paper, there's no other explanation. I would be shocked if these guys have improved so much that they're all of a sudden like a dominant Vault Control team. And don't get me wrong, obviously, they're going to be like in contention. We know Atlanta FaZe are going to be fighting, but the records just tell a story. That is for Miami, number 1 on attack, number 1 on defense. Like, they've just been so clean on it. I feel like, why would you play with the fire at all? But I don't know if this is like a sort of positive decision. They've been all these improvements in the past 2 weeks. I think it's a negative one. I think they just don't like Hasi.
Whether they hate Hacienda or whether they've somehow cracked the code to enter Vault and enter the win column, we'll find out. Because Heretics, they have taught us all how to play this map.
And by staying on it is helpful.
That's your ass. FaZe, oh dear, looks like we may have lost all of Atlanta FaZe. It looks like the Heretics, they're up, but FaZe, it's a squad wipe. Already? We'll find out what's happening there, folks. That might be a power outage at the FaZe facility. I'm not sure. I do understand that it's snowing in Georgia.
Oh, yeah. They're not built for that in Atlanta.
Absolutely not. Despite the ice we saw in that previous round. Am I right? But Tish. We're waiting on an update, folks, before we do call anything here, but that might be inclement weather causing problems coast to coast right now in the United States. If you are in Los Angeles, please remain safe. Do what you can. We've got some terrible weather. Terrible weather right now. Heretics, they'll be waiting for an explanation of their own, folks. Yeah, we may have lost the FaZe boys, but again, waiting for official confirmation of that one. Chance! We were just winding up to get into what could have been a very, very exciting opening break there. Again, we're just waiting, folks, just waiting for the word of what happened there. But any more takeaways or any more sort of spice to add to this gumbo that should be a fun map?
No, I mean, I think the story is pretty easy for the Control. I was prepared to talk about like U.S. infrastructure specifically in the South and how we can't handle the cold. I'm from North Carolina. I've been there. But outside of the fun stuff, I think the Vault Control is really going to be the tone setter and will answer very big questions for Atlanta. Maybe the only other thing we could like sort of sneak into the fray on this one is just the fact that Atlanta FaZe, they've played a lot of the top teams. So like their 1-3 record on it, obviously it doesn't necessarily tell the full story, except they also lost to Vegas Falcons. So, like, you know, giving away one of the only map wins to a team that is sitting comfortably in the 12th spot in the league is also not a particularly good sign. So We'll see what sort of bounce back takes place, but maybe they just, if we want to go lore-esque, you dodge Hacienda because you don't want to play the Spaniards on like home turf, but that is obviously nonsensical. So what are you going to do?
What are you going to do? But deep and thorough analysis there from my friend. We have received confirmation, folks, that the FaZe facility has lost power. They're going to do what they can to get that one back up. In the meantime, we're going to run a quick commercial break. And I say commercial, it's a CDO TV and it's a brand new season and it's already lit. We'll be right back after this.
You heard some words, Scrap and Drazah now getting the opportunity to go toe-to-toe. Who gets the final chance to head to Twitter? We're about to find out.
Obviously having a big performance there over at that train hill. This guy is looking to finally really pick it up. He's had a few slower maps, but I guess he's finally caught his bearings. Now 16-9 and forcing the issue on the flank. He's inside of their face, as that's going to be 5 in a row. For Capsule, he is woken up and erupting right now on the subliners, making 8 in a row.
Nice, I'm in the game. Yo, CDL 2024. Yo, this is fire. This is fire.
Oh,
this fire, yo, Pete. Hold up. CDL champ and the shit. Come on, huh? That shit clean, bro. This kind of clean.
Yeah.
Yo, that's aura, bro. Come on, now.
We're winning. Keep it that way.
I'm buying one.
Top one now.
Frosty dead. I'm in their spawn. There's gonna be another one on me.
I'm pressuring.
Was Rook J?
One's on me. That's two.
Nice. Respond to shit.
Yo, come B. Come. Or you. Yeah, go.
We have it.
You guys are good. There they go. Spawn dead.
My God, Caesar.
Okay, Frank, I'm just trying to show them everything.
Just get all 4.
Oh
my God.
that was dirty.
But like, good Caesar.
Just no. I was working picks, bro. I was working picks. Just
Really right there.
Yeah, got me. Don't even worry about it. Got these guys on.
So go next.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Did you go next?
Just go next. Just go next.
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, we gotta laugh that one off, boys. Oh,
Yeah, we got that one off.
I'm bad.
We gotta laugh that one off.
Correct.
I'm trying to cut. Purpose up, cut, and shot up.
Oh, we can't trouble this? Well, let's try to. At least slow the middle.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I think that
Nade hit one a couple times and stunned mid cut.
What am I doing, bro?
One guy's in
Nade's mid cut.
That you and Karma and crew at the top are feeling safe with 3 rings. Karma, Crim, 6, and Clay all with 3. Eggs, JCap, Apathy, and Arcades, as well as Simp and Apeasy with 2. And that list should stay the same.
We're safe for now. Nobody's catching us this champs. I'm happy about that. We do have quite a few world champions up on that stage. We got 4 of them up there. I had to bust the rings out. I had to bring them out back to their natural habitat. They were forged in arenas like this at Call of Duty champs. We're good.
Take it on the chin. Get ready for the next round.
Wow. Okay. Well, something to note. Never f***ing dive off that ever again.
Search and destroy.
Wow. Okay.
back him up. Make it on the plays. It's Crim 6.
The curse has been broken. The dynasty has been cemented. They are the greatest roster in Call of Duty history. Optic Gaming are officially the Call of Duty World League champions.
Skies dies, and then in a 3v4, effectively, New York Subliners slid on through.
We've got the power. The power is back. FaZe. They live. Their body temperature's still, in a good place as well. The hands are warm. They are hot to trot, boys and girls. And they got a fresh like router reset as well, Chance, which for some people is a big deal. I remember hearing Crim6 talking about if he leaves his PC on all day, his aim assist gets a little weird. I think that might be cap, but you know, Crim's one of the best
I remember
to do it.
Crim6 forcing someone to bring out a leveler to check if the stage was level because he's
professional.
The stage was slightly. I mean, you know. Then again, elite racer, so maybe he is just in tune with the details like that. So I'm not here to question Crim, but he is a funny guy.
He taught me some insane tricks that I never really thought of that make sense, if not being a little conspiratorial when it comes to auto aim and aim assist in PC COD. The man knows what he's talking about. Even if it sometimes sounds a little crazy. I did share with you. We're talking. I shared with you. And I'm not going to share on the CDL right now. You're going to have to go and find that for yourself. Here we go, boys and girls in control.
Don't help anyone when playing against him, right? That's not ideal.
Who doesn't need any help whatsoever so far? It is the Heretics. They start things off in the nice 3, and Simp is still on a run.
He's just trying to find any opening on the map. It's not really a good situation when you're forced to go over towards the B zone off the rip. You're expecting to get overwhelmed. You're just trying to sort of open up some pressure and gets an extra couple kills, and that is pressure open. Drazah has made it towards this A zone. Now just waiting for some of these reinforcements to start filling in. Salim picks up a kill. Atlanta FaZe, nice and stable in the kills column. Just need to start getting that progression going, but by the time they figure it out, you were thinking the flanks might roll through. Rancor dealt with, and Atlanta FaZe full stranglehold right now on the map.
That's 3 dead. Last guy up in position is... Oh, it was Real, and he wins another one. Oh, no. Abe, you shot. You're a red dot. Get out there, son. Keep the cap going. Massive win. Second segment in the bank. Nice job. Drazah keeping the play alive for a mo. Metal's there with a trade. Safe and sound now for the Heretics.
Yeah, and credit to Real, and then credit to Metals as well. The multi-kill madness they were throwing up on red card, maybe continuing here on Vault Control, and that's Atlanta FaZe. I mean, had complete control, had the kills flowing, had everybody in position, but just not exactly stacking the objective, and well, that might end up costing them. Once again, Simp in a situation where he sort of has to calculate, you're behind enemy lines. How do you find this opening for your team? And I mean, he moves over towards this A zone, but those Heretics players are just crawling around Atlanta's spawn. So Simp is in no man's land while his teammates are in the spawn trap.
It just feels like the case time and time again on Vault. One player gets out, they're trying to make a single play. Your teammates are getting blown apart in the back line. Final few seconds here. Heretics, an iron grip on the A zone. Last ditch attempt, not there. Heretics, first round on the board.
And I'm definitely not trying to jump the gun, but right now it's shaping up that holiday spirit, everybody was focused on things other than Call of Duty, because the first series of the day went exactly how you would have expected it to based on the first 2 weeks of like Rocker just from out of nowhere fighting tooth and nail just to win a game 5, LAG not being able to clutch or win anything at any point. And then for this one, I mean, S&D, Heretics, no sauce. They got 1v4. That wasn't great. And then here in control, they look comfortable. So right now, it is just exactly where we left off just a few weeks ago.
FaZe, we'll see what they've got now on this defensive round. The attacking, though, Heretics, they've been so good. They're first in both attack and defense. We'll see what they can whip up for us here, putting on another show. And it's Renko again. A lot of team kills. This is back-to-back team kills in both of the opening breaks here for the Heretics, but it doesn't seem to slow down their progression whatsoever. Across the map, they are still looking dangerous. Lucky, can he do what Simp could not? And that's tried to create a bit of a problem here. There we go. Once again, defense reigns supreme on Vault.
Well, Simp at least gave you like the one. It's not like it was anything crazy, but still kept up the pressure. Right now, Miami, they've lost all the pressure on the map. You got to deal with Selim in your spawn. You got Drazah as the backup right behind him. And of course, your SMG players crawling down low. So you got past Cell, but now Drazah, the next sort of hidden player. And just looking at the mini map, he is just buying you so much time. The arrows, heads on a swivel, spinning in circles, and they do clean him up, but that is only 45 seconds going to be left on the game clock, and Heretics don't have too much pressure at all.
No, 18 lives, they're bleeding out. They've committed quite a lot to this one. This is a 3-man stack-ish on the A zone. Abe looking for the solo cut off. Real has spotted him out. Makes a nice bit of work. They get great kills. Drazah sends it. At least managing to get the trade. Still a lot of members of the Heretics in the middle side of the A.
say I really do love that play from Real. Just the patience, no players nearby. I don't even think the stun connected, but still heads up about it. But the one good play from Real just kind of opens up the map for his teammates just a little bit, but it was still a 50-50 where Heretic's not able to get anything done. Atlanta FaZe pretty solid so far on the defensive end. The time is still ticking, less than 30 seconds on the game clock. Heretics do get 2 in the feed. Drazah leaves his impact, takes at least 1 player to the grave, and doesn't even get traded out. Nice little play.
Oh, there you go. Simp, the fadeaway Omni puts the Heretics in a tough spot, 17-9. Final 15 seconds here. There's an opportunity to get from the zone at the very least. Abizi cuts it down. Can he find another here? 10 seconds to go.
I mean, again, Drazah, got to give him the flowers, too. He has also been pretty on point, at least this map and the last. He's making those big plays as well. Heretics about to swarm this A zone, and they got all the kills in the feed. 1.5 seconds on the clock, and you'll take the extra tick progression, but on a lives front, it is looking devastating.
Devastating indeed. 7-12. You bought a lifeline. Real's out. Can we get a trophy? My kingdom for a trophy system. Xelium wins a big fight. Lucky on the pinch. Keeping the flank wide open now. Draws down as well. Lucky wash shots.
Oh, they're going to get it. They got an extra tick. They're putting up the pressure. You got Abizi chasing kills on the opposite side of the map. This might be extra ticks gone.
No trophy. The Drazah manages to nail it with the sweet peach. You're halfway through the second segment of B. If you can get another set of kills, you might be able to close that out as well. But 2 players left is not going to be an easy task. And a really amazing late round attempt here from the Heretics.
Yeah, I mean, it's like 2 extra ticks, I believe they were able to get, even though they were down to just 7 lives. So that is certainly sort of digging, finding gold in a big patch of dirt. Either way, though, Atlanta FaZe at least get the round win. So all tied up on the scoreboard front, and a few nice plays the whole way around. Really clean work out of Drazah and Simp towards the middle of the map. Just Drazah being the last man standing, getting a kill, getting out of dodge, finding the second pick, and just making sure all those Heretics players are worried about him while Simp gets to flank for free. But just a difference maybe in objective play as well. Because Atlanta FaZe did have those moments where they could have stacked things up, but not quite as quick on that front as Miami was.
It feels like they're showing a tremendous amount of respect to the Heretics, especially here on Vault. They're expecting so much of them. They must have studied so much tape. You know all the possibilities. It can be almost overwhelming that you're trying to do too much as opposed to just playing your game. You're trying to account for every little move they could make there on the defense. We'll see if it plays off again, though. Miami back on defense. First time round was pretty solid. And here comes the trades. No team kill this time round. Rencor gets himself in there. Drazah the pinch. Will it pay off? Yes, it does.
Eventually. Those are some of my both favorite and least favorite fights of just the guessing game of who's throwing shoulders, who's going for the long sides. But Drazah had a leg up on that one, and Atlanta FaZe has 2 bodies on this A zone. Make it 1. Be playing for some spawners, and again, kills before objective right now. Atlanta seems focused on, but if the kills are flowing, they're feeling good.
Second seg. We out. Look towards B as well. Simp's trying to make something happen over there. Shots at Drazah. Whoa, right in a second. Easy. Nice. Are we able to keep this going? Metals now unlucky fighting their way out of spawn. Xelium keeps the capture going. Last minute contest. Metals saves it for a second. There's Rencor with a pickup. Wow, the timing.
Man, and again, just the lack of stacking on the A zone. It's kills first, objective second. And the kills were flowing for a bit, so it was going great. I mean, Simp goes on a 5 spree in the middle of that, but in spite of the sprees and the great plays that you think are happening, you are back to square one and still have to burn more game clock to attack this A zone.
We are. 3 dead. FaZe. Bad looks. Abe's last man up and he's swinging, but here comes Metals, who has been a dagger in the side of FaZe all map long.
And now just 30 seconds on the game clock. The daggers continue to stick in their back. And Atlanta clearly squaring up to go attack this A zone. Metals, there's kill number 1. Good damage on the second player. Looking for a couple of these clean-up kills, and the pillar fights are just insanity. And it looks like Atlanta FaZe maybe should come out on top unless Lucky can get in the mix. And yes, he does. Is it enough to stop the A zone? Yes, it is. Miami pour onto this A zone, and Atlanta FaZe can't cook anything up.
Rancor with the cutoff not there. Two players coming through the inside. Metals reads one, the second over towards B. Real pushing forward over to the B zone for a second. You've stopped it. Cancelium saved the day by A. Dives on in. No one there to stop. Oh, through the front. Simp kills a Beezy. No, it's fallen apart for FaZe.
That's an emphatic dead coming out there from Metals. That is a lot of pressure alleviated because that was a big round. I mean, you and Atlanta FaZe again, kills flowing at the start of it, but that was two different nail-biting moments to not be able to get that A zone. Vault continues to be an issue for Atlanta FaZe. Granted, map's not over, and a defensive shootout has been ever present on this map as well, so Atlanta FaZe can absolutely force the round 5. Biggest problem is, if you get there, it's very likely Atlanta FaZe are going to end up on offense for it, because on the objective front, I mean, Heretics, again, just a much cleaner round 1, and you expect them to not get stuffed on this this upcoming second attacking round.
Say what you will about Vault Control. I don't love playing it. I do love casting it. It is always a lot of fun to watch. Abe catches Metals. Real catches Abes. Back and forth we go. Not a huge amount of effort here towards the A side of the map. FaZe have held it together quite well. The Heretics teal now ripping its way across the bottom side of the map. And Real find anyone on the hop? No, we're going straight to B. Smooth moves.
I mean, he's just like a distraction player, making noise on one side of the map, poking us head up over towards A and making noise on the other. And is this just a potential B hit coming through? No, Celium gonna shut that down. Atlanta FaZe maybe one up on the life front, and this has been 0 ticks of progression, so this is actually the one way Miami can falter. You take the foot off the gas just a little bit, and the tables will turn for that potential round 5. They're gonna have to stabilize and stabilize quick, because Atlanta FaZe is actually doing an elite job right now on the defensive end. Simp, a menace, so difficult to kill.
Yeah, Cell as well. He's had his moments in this round. 30 seconds to go. Heretics have not been able to get anything going whatsoever. The trap is now set. We saw FaZe do this over towards that P2 side of the map, and now they're doing it all over. One man sneaks through. It's Real. And Real now in trouble. 20 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, this is just gorgeous as well. I mean, Real needs to do everything he can just to draw some attention, and in the feed, he's there. Simp, you gotta trade this if you're Rancor, and you can't get it done. Chris Lear, 6th spree again, going on a 10.
Oh, that is what you want, folks. We could get a contest. There it is. 4 seconds. Okay, a couple of kills, not over yet. Celium got to go big. Can't get it done. All over to Rancor. Holding the line as long as he can. No, brought down. Lucky. Down and out. FaZe force round 5.
That's an absolute slavage too. Wow, talking about, you know, ignore everything I said before the start of that round. Atlanta FaZe, they found the key to getting the defense for the round 5. It is simply destroying them on the defensive end. And here's a look at the best play, and always fun when an SMG player gets in one of those spots just wiggling behind a tree. Poor Rancor for that moment. He's done a good job of no longer killing his teammates, but you got to kill Simp too.
Man, that little shimmy behind the tree as well just gives him all the power he needs on that hit. All right, FaZe. This is it. This is your chance to break the run of the Heretics on Vault Control.
Keep in mind, with the way the S&D has been for Miami, if you lose this map, you're feeling like that's a massive problem, but nice opening break. They get 2, maybe 3 bodies around this A zone.
All right, so maybe pull back over towards A. Oh, what a catch. Man number 2, Rancor, the bigger fish. Drazah and Cell on the pinch, though. They find theirs. Last man alive on the zone, doing what he can to keep the capture going. Simp's there for it. A zone safe, but a lot of work done by the Heretics.
Yeah, and only 1 tick actually rolled through as well. So that is going to sort of be slowly drained by Atlanta and just make more time that Heretics have to bounce back from. And this is not a good looking mini map if you're Miami. I mean, one player by himself, like roaming out towards B, and everyone else getting gunned down by Simp, who is 29-19. Simp, arguably the best control player of all time. It's a weird thing to say, but he's always been that good.
You're absolutely right, mate. It came in BO4. It was his come up. And he was the man of the mode, and he still is. Second segment.
Wow, there you
3
go.
in the feed. Heretics back to spawn we go, and look at the white arrows on the minimap. You are now trapped. Heretics starting to dwindle. 30 seconds. The spree comes to a close. Celium, Skeet shoots Real from here back to spawn. And it might be an opening to get on the inside. No, another man down. FaZe still in control. It's pistols in a ring core. Another 3 dead. 15 to go.
Little John would be proud, man. Atlanta FaZe might have just had their defenses dialed in. Maybe that is going to be the secret recipe for them on vault control. Miami Heretics, it is a last-ditch effort to get this A zone, and then they're going to have 9 lives to go and capture B.
A chance is a chance, and they have got it. That's A done. 8 to 16. The lives may not matter if you can get the stack. FaZe, you fought so hard to get here. Heretics holding on to their record. Here we go. The car bomb. Simp down, metals with 2, and here comes the stack.
Surely not, surely not. Down low, there it is. Drazah able to get it with the double nade kill rolling through. So many things started to go right for Miami, but not a trophy to be found. Now you get 40 seconds and 3 lives remaining and 2 lives remaining. Atlanta FaZe gonna get it done.
Oh, FaZe have done it. FaZe, the victory lap on vault finally. The champions of the map and mode brought down. The Heretics take an unprecedented loss, the first of the season. And FaZe take the lead in Minor 1.
And that is the holiday improvements that we have been sorely looking for in these first 2 series. Atlanta FaZe being the first team to say, hey, we actually put some time in. We started to figure some things out, and at least for that map, it was simply just the defenses on vault control. The first one, a little bit squirrely, but effectively standard. Honestly, they should have been able to stop the A zone. It took a couple like sort of miracle moments just for like even the extra tick over towards B to come through for Miami. But outside of that, I mean, that is just a perfect look on the defensive end. 20 kills for every single player on the 3 defensive rounds except for Celium, who threw up 18, respectable as well. Frankly, that is just, I mean, pretty much everything you could ask for Atlanta, at least on that side of the stage.
Highlights, folks. We saw it all. Very nice cut of kills, lovely map pressure, really great spawn traps from FaZe. We saw at least 2 of those in their defensive rounds. I think a weird opening gambits there from the Heretics, a couple of mistakes, but never really seemed to actually be punished for them, which I thought was very interesting. Again, Heretics still an incredibly dangerous team with vault control. I'm sure we'll still see plenty of this throughout the year. I wonder, though, for some teams, all it takes is a single loss for that confidence to take a knock, and then you seemingly can't stop losing them. Heretics, though, will test the mental game now as we go to another hard point. And this is to stay alive in the minor. And then they've got to do something real special in that game 5. Getting ahead of ourselves, though. Highlights were good, though, man. Great pinches, great goal line saves there. 2 in the same round from the Heretics just to take the lead there.
And I really thought those were going to be the kind of moments that were like, okay, you're going to have all the confidence in the world. Like the gameplay's flowing, and it was, again, multiple of them with different players getting involved. So it seemed like everybody on Heretics had sort of found their flow. But yeah, Simp, I think, just being a very dominant presence so far in this lobby, has had just ridiculous moment after ridiculous moment, impossible to find and kill. Also, one of the finest pistol players that we have in the league, and I mean, just even more looks here and there. When you're seeing that many pistols pop up in the kill feed, that team's having fun.
I'd like to watch he and Dashi have a sort of like pistol fight. Like a sort of an entire, a couple of maps, like gunfight size maps, maybe.
Who's your money on?
Hardpoint. Oh, I couldn't tell you, man. It'd be a fantastic matchup. No stuns, nades only. Maybe just pistols would be exciting there. But 6-3-3-2. The end of the vault run here in our first matchup between FaZe and the Heretics. Protocol coming up now, Chance. And again, I feel like both teams got a decent stab at this one. But after the first look around the red card, I do think the Heretics have a certain edge when it comes to the respawn mode. Of course, that was a wonderful upset that we did just see there on the vault. I still think this could go to a game 5, and if it gets to a game 5, then yeah, I don't know what I'm talking. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I would just say that if you're looking at like the pick and bans for Atlanta, red card was their most banned map they had in the first 2 weeks of the qualifier. Granted, super small amount of data that we were able to collect, but it's just been, outside of the red card, a good map spread. Like their 4-3, now 4-4 hardpoint map record has sort of been evenly distributed across the remaining maps. So it's not like we have a ton of data from them on protocol. And the same thing can be said for Heretics. I think each of them have one map played, which is not enough with you know, how long of a drop we've had since the qualified stages to really say anything for certain. I think the only thing we can say for certain about the series at this point is because Heretics have to win in Game 5. I'm already leaning towards Atlanta and saying that they have a really massive opportunity to close out this series, which of course for Heretics would be tough. It's a minor tournament. It's a one and done. You lose this next map or lose the Game 5, you're done. You're stuck at home and you have to watch everybody else play and have fun.
Yeah, and that's a tough one for the points as well. There's no more opportunities this weekend for you to get points in the run-up towards Major 1. This could really be a dagger in that run to champs, which we've seen many years in a row now. Has been incredibly decisive, and typically, or middle of the year, towards the end of the year, we really start to see the teams that aren't going to make it. In little milestones like these minor tournaments, they certainly might be the ones that cost you. So, turnaround here for either team could be huge. Protocol hardpoint. Who's walking away with it? We'll go that Skyline S&D for the Game 5 as well.
That maybe a little bit of foreshadowing, I suppose, could be going through the sunshine of the Skyline versus the rainy day that is ever present on Protocol. Depending on whatever your favorite streamers' sound settings are, you really hear the rain on this map. That's how you know who is going to hear you from across the map.
Yeah. Abe. Opening nades. Real's gone for the P2 flank. We'll see if that helps out in a moment. And it's the first, so you're still battling for the top side of the map. Top side of these sort. Catwalks, P1, you name it. Simps all over the place. And this is lovely movement. This is very, very good map control so far from FaZe.
Dodging the nades, took a nice route. His teammates die, so he hops off and plays for the spawners. Perfect Call of Duty being played by Mr. Simp, but the shot's not quite there. Lucky there to take him down, and Heretics really quick to bounce back. Everybody getting involved. A little two spree from Rancor and Lucky apiece to get him on the time, and I mean, final 15 seconds on a P1 is absolutely worth fighting for, and it's another nade actually from FaZe. So on point with the frags for the moment. You take away that 15 seconds of scrap that Heretics would have just gotten, and now you just got to make sure you read these split spawns. Metals gets caught, and well, with Real shooting his gun, Atlanta FaZe, no, it's all guns forward.
Guns forward. Yeah, there you go. Simps in the zone. Lucky can't bring him down. Metals, check a corner, any corner. You don't find the one that Simps in. A 5 spree now, and he's doing it from inside time, so great points. He's nearly got the Hellstorm.
And this is a brutal moment as well. I mean, 40 seconds left on this time, but Metals even gets picked before the play really develops, and now 3 players trying to stack up and run out of the lighthouse. There's the timing for it. How did the trades roll through? Well, you were a man down, so Atlanta FaZe, they remain kings on side the time. That is just not a well-orchestrated push, but maybe all's well that ends well. Still fighting for the final 15 seconds. At the very least, Heretics will have spawns from you.
Spawns from you do help. Bottom side of that P3 building. Simp does secure the Hellstorm. That's going to help out indeed when it comes to P1s and P2s. Everything else on the inside. There we go. Trying to break Casa Heretic. As they've got players nearly all over the place, but Simp marches through the front door. An absolute classic strategy. And he's caused nothing but problems. We're staying on board with Simp. This was a nightmarish run to deal with.
Oh my
down
God.
for the Heretics.
Hey, that's revenge on Lucky, how the tables turn on that site, and you just got to call it out as well. Metals is 1 in 9. Might have a case of the sprints, not quite coordinated with his team. He's the first one to die on this engagement. You're looking for the break, but again, it's going to be a man down in Atlanta FaZe, a wrecking ball of a cleanup crew.
They came in like a wrecking ball, and they have certainly run it. A nice rotation there, 20 seconds out from the Heretics, get themselves in towards P3. Now, we know P3, an absolute super hard point when it comes to the comeback. A money hill, if you will. Can you get a break here? A Simp through the front door, through the big door. Drazah with the trades. No, what a win from Rancor. That is disgusting. Cell and Abe, though, they get in. Real holding it down with the nades. FaZe not out of this yet. Over to Celium. He gets the last kill in. That's the break.
Yeah, Rancor was the bailout, but that was just to keep things mixy. Atlanta FaZe running the show on protocol. So this has been completely destructive. Everybody showing up for the moment, and Simp again continues to be an absolute force. He's responsible for the elevator, which obviously Heretics don't want to deal with. They're choosing Big Door instead, which is even more of a nightmare with a head glitch like that. Drazah for 2 and Rancor. I'd say nothing you can do in that moment. Ridiculous shots, but he does get traded.
He's the peeler, man. He really does get those kills when you least expect it. It's an incredible stat line across the board there from the FaZe boys. 11-8, 11-7, 11-7, 11-4. They are whooping ass here on Protocol. Rancor into the jaws of Simp, who devours him on a 4 spree from the hill again. He's nearly lapped his Hellstorms.
6 and 28 combined right now for Miami Heretics. So Rancor and Real, I don't know what is Spanish for help me, but they're going to need a lot more production out of those 2 players if there is a hope in hell to get back in this game.
FaZe running the show. FaZe finding the kills. FaZe listening.
Top row. Top row? I hear. I'll help you. Give me top. I'm trying to go pick up. I'm gonna top row. Wait, one top lucky. Top right row. I know. Come top. Nice. Hey, you want to top bottom door? Okay. Tell me. Watch that open. Record. What's up, man? Yo, someone rotate right. I'm trying to go down right. I'm nading time. Nading it. Hold something cross. Got Outer time. Outer right. Nice. Jack, your low, Jack. I follow your low. My flip. I have your gun. You left me. I follow your low. Stay now. Stun me, rope. Nice, good shit. Read that. We're not flipping. Metal's top rope there. Metal's top right here. Top ammo. Right. I make cross. Middle cross me. Jumped on me, dead. I make cross though. Stairs. Fight. Challenge got down. Stairs. Tower. You're the best. Metal's just on top. Nated on top. Let's do this. Close up corner and then tower. Door. Sure. I want to big door. I think they're going low, okay. All left. I'm trying to get underground hitting left. Low rope. Under rope. One left to me. I'm pitching. Two left. Go on. Tower. Oh my god. What's this? I'm trying to I died. Tower's still. Tower record. Nice. Tower. I'm watching Sparrow. Zach, I need to watch Zach. If you want me. Get the tower. Tower. Stun him. Tower. Watch that tower. Stun him, Jack. So much fun. I'm watching my Sparrow. Last 2P1 after I got Sparrow. I'm hitting the back. I refuse.
Honest to God. Yeah, dude, fantastic job. Sorry, not to cut you off, but like the blocking spawns callouts coming in from Drazah in these moments were like perfectly timed to make sure even the guys off time are making sure right back, don't let any funny business going through. This is extremely controlled gameplay.
No, I couldn't tell though. It sounded like Abizi said it in a very monotone, sort of slightly sarcastic way, like I'm having so much fun right now, as they absolutely tear the Heretics into little pieces like this. And Simp finds himself another 5 spree, and he keeps finding kills on players all across the map. It is just sensational work from the Phenom. 23 and 13. As he has helped lead the boys to a sensational lead over Miami.
And it's not like Simp can make a full-blown montage off of Miami in this series, but he's certainly added a few clips to the reel. Like, this has been destructive. In a P4 where the holds have already been so easy, and yeah, you're struggling to win the entries. Atlanta FaZe in their flow.
I challenge the community to make a nice montage of some big Simp kills from this series, because man, we got it all. Final 20. The final 20 seconds of the Heretics performance here in Minor 1. Lucky looking for a break. Brings him down. Drazah to hold the big door. At the door is where you will leave the Heretics, begging for a second more, begging for some CDL points. That is the end of their run in Minor 1. FaZe advance. And what a string of maps that was.
Tournament time, and Atlanta FaZe looking in much better form. Admittedly so, you know, the S&D sort of going as expected, but their control on defenses specifically. I mean, Miami Heretics, best attacking team in the game. They have been so on ball control specifically, but didn't look like it against Atlanta. And then that was a slamming of a protocol. And again, Simp, I think, just rose to the occasion. Someone has to step up for the team. He did that, and then some.
He also tried to hit the most unbelievable ego chow on Rencor by P2 steps from like back box where he hopped it. And I think he was a bullet or two away at that range, but he wanted that 3-piece real bad. Well, boys and girls, Atlanta FaZe come out swinging. Hot looks from them here in -1. All you folks that thought they were going to be whack. All you folks that thought they were going to be terrible. Let's see how things go from here on out. That's disgusting.
Metal's leaving the game. He wants to make Easy Mac's life even more difficult because Easy Mac puts in more work than just about anybody that I know. And when you leave, that's just because you were getting destroyed. So yeah, Metal started off 1-9, and it's not like the stat line improved too much after the fact. So unlucky for Easy Mac, but yeah, a double neg, more so performance. I'd lead the game too.
11-26, the final line there from Metals, and wow, what a different look from the first hardpoint. Red card seems like a different life. If not for that P1, there was nothing out of the Heretics there. 2 hardpoints, nearly 4 hardpoints in a row where they barely got anything. Yeah. Goodness gracious. FaZe back in there. Right, the life will start for them there in the minor. We'll see if they can continue, but 6-3, 3-2, and that 97 scoreline didn't even have to go towards the game 5. We don't get to test the Heretics Search and Destroy anymore this weekend. They have been eliminated from -1. No more